Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Midoriya Izuku. Midoriya does not ever, well, he doesn't find physical affection easy. Accepting it is difficult. Offering it is even more difficult. But they were difficult in different ways. Yes, he was shy, and that was the root of the problem for the most part. But it just manifested differently. And when all of a sudden you were hugging him and telling him you wanted to give him a love bite, that was a whole other thing entirely. And there was no wonder why he was blushing so much, looking down. Hwan, you can't just be so forward about this. Why not? Aren't you my boyfriend? Or am I wrong about that? No, you aren't. I never said you were. I'm only saying that, well, it's a little bit too honest, he says, blushing. He just got really surprised by what you said. He did not expect it at all. So for you to say something like that, it's quite a lot. And that's why he blushes. And while you hold his hand, squeezing it gently, how about you just let me try, okay? I won't force anything. We can just try. And if you like it, I'll do it again. And if not, you can just forget about this. Because you know he won't regret it. And he can't know if he's too shy to try. And after looking at you, taking a deep breath, he nods. Okay. I guess it's not so bad. I could try. And that's when you leaned in, smiling, as you bit the side of his neck gently, leaving a little bruise. It was very faint, but it was still something. And Midoriya was blushing all the way down to his neck. But surprisingly, he didn't stop you. And you realized you liked this more than you ever thought you would, and perhaps more than you anticipated, which was certainly the discovery of the month. And you were certain to find more things like that as your relationship progressed. Todoroki Shoto. Todoroki actually doesn't know what a love bite or hickey is. So no wonder, when you mention it and ask him what his thoughts would be on something like that, and being on the receiving end of it, he has no idea what you're talking about. He really doesn't. Lion, I really don't understand. Come on, Shoto. I'm sure you know about it. But he shakes his head, and you look at him, and the innocence in his face and his eyes, and you know there's absolutely no way that he's just lying or trying to tease you. It wasn't even his style. So you just chuckled softly, fond. All right, sorry I thought otherwise. How about I just show you then? It's a bit of a kiss, but more than that. He tilts his head, but it twists you. He would follow you anywhere. He would do anything you tell him. So, just letting you do this is not really that difficult. He finds himself nodding easily and leaning closer to you. And that's when you wrap your arms around his waist, leaning in and kissing all the way down to his neck, over his collarbones, before leaving a soft bite on his shoulder. He was shivering and blushing, letting out a soft whimper. It was all so startling. He was not used to anything like that. And when he pulled away, Todoroki looked like a mess. His face was so red, and he couldn't even look you in the eyes. You smiled softly, pulling him into your arms again, this time letting him hide his face in your shirt. Well, this, Shoto, is what a love bite is, since you were so curious to know. He nods, and he doesn't say another word. You're quite curious on what he thinks about it, but you will give him enough time to recover from the sudden shock he seems to be in. Bakugou Katsuki. Katsuki had no idea how you expected him to actually be convinced of this. Were you really in the right head to ask him whether he wanted a hickey or not? Because this certainly was not his type of thing, and he had no idea how you thought you could convince him otherwise. No, Ayan. No, we're not doing this. Come on, Katsuki, please. You can at least try to listen to me. I'm sure you will like it. Besides, you've given me some before, right? Yes, because you don't mind, okay? And I'm supposed to give them to you. Why? Do you think you're, like, superior or something? Because you can just do that and you can't? I never said that. But it seems to be what you think anyway. He didn't actually think that way. He was just severely embarrassed. And he wouldn't know how to act if someone just saw a hickey on his body and commented on it. He's already trying his best to maintain that front that he does in front of his classmates, acting like he's the most serious person and the most person who was unaffected by emotions when he loves you, and when he is a complete sap with you sometimes as well. So, after just looking at him for a bit more with your beautiful eyes, Katsuki, of course, gives in. What else? He wouldn't have done anything else because you have that hold over his heart. And you do try. You hold his hands and lean in, and you leave a soft hickey on his neck, then another, and then more. And though Katsuki is blushing and he's quiet, he doesn't say a single word. He never tells you to stop. And that's when you know he enjoys it. He may be too shy to ask her things like that. He may be too shy to admit that he wants to be taken care of. But you know the truth, and you know that he loves that. And you'll make sure that he gets to feel this way, as long as he's with you, and as long as you can show him love. You'll always make sure that his needs are taken care of.